PlayStation 2, AoE 2. That's got to be tough,
Haven't you ever
man.
seen those videos, Tristan, on YouTube?
I
It's
have.
a disgrace.
Yeah, it's just not good to take an RTS game to a console, but whatever floats your boat, right? Yeah, it's tough. You know what really kind of bothers me? I mean, again, it's okay. I just want people to have fun with the game, however they play it. That there were a lot of requests on like, Microsoft's Facebook for an Xbox and PlayStation version, and I'm just thinking, oh, there's so many people who actually do that. It's got to be tough to play that way. All right, so it's a 2v2. Been great games with experts lately. Heart's playing as the Celts, just like last game, in the green. In the red is MBL playing as Incas. MBL is versus Viper. Viper's playing as Mongols. And then Slam is in the blue playing as Persians. They're pretty solid civs here. I'd like to see Viper go lame MBL, just because that's what MBL always does to everyone else. That being said... Well, MBL
MBL's laming Viper.
Okay, yeah, Viper has a Rhino, and MBL has a Rhino and 2 goats here, if Viper ends up looking for it. Yeah, MBL's gonna get there first, of course.
You gotta be careful with these new animals, though.
Dude, they're so strong.
Well, it's not even that. It's the... Viper mentioned it the other day on his stream, and I think he's correct. I could test it, but whatever.
Okay.
It's the attack animation is faster than the boar. So the boar attacks and like stops. You know how you gain space on it?
Yeah.
And it kind of has like extra range and stuff. These guys just like they're just like like they just come at you, man.
So it attacks faster. Okay.
Yeah. So there's less like downtime. You know. I think that's correct. It looks correct.
I never really looked at it. I believe it. I believe it. Zorfmorph, this is live. Or just, there's a pause. Someone has used the bathroom or something. John Limitless says you have to remember that when Xbox and PlayStation came out around this game, they were more powerful than the common desktop computer. That's a good point. It's a good point.
I don't think they were, though. I still have my PS2 right over here, and it's got a 256 megabyte card that cost me like $30.
Dave's PlayStation is probably stronger than his computer, but
you know what happened with my very first PlayStation?
For most people, no. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so my very first PlayStation I got for Christmas, and I set it up like my dad set it up on top of like a dresser, and my TV was like hanging in the top corner of the room, right?
Okay.
So. And the cord to the couch with the controller was like stretched at the max.
All right.
This PlayStation is sitting on top of a fucking dresser. Like the most predictable disaster of all time. And he got me, the only game I had was Dino Stalker, which has like the rumble packs and the fucking controller.
Yeah, of course.
It's like an arcade game. So like I reached the final level of Dino Stalker, and I'm like facing the monster dinosaur, and he like swings at me and I dodge backward. All of a sudden, my PS2 comes flying across the fucking room and breaks on Christmas Day.
Oh, that sucks,
man. It was brutal. It was absolutely brutal. I only got like 2 hours playtime out of it.
I just want to hear current Dave's reaction to such a scenario. That would be funny.
Oh, current Dave would just be like, "What the fuck, man?"
Yeah, exactly.
I would be fine. I'd start laughing probably.
Well, I remember my PS2 days. Good time. CVAD.
PS2 is the best console ever made.
You think so? I thought the original Xbox was. I have a lot more nostalgia with the original Xbox because I used to play
PS2
Halo.
has the best games by far of any console.
I went Xbox. No, I went PS1, Xbox, PS2, Xbox 360, and then I got tired of Xbox because that was back when the Red Ring of Death would happen. Because I had like
you had to put like a fucking hot towel over it or something.
I had 4 different ones. There's a guy I knew who repaired them, so $50 4 times to get it repaired.
Or like
and
I
then
went so many
for
repairs,
PS3,
like
and then
stick it in the microwave.
Probably, man. Those things were awful. So that's the order I went. I did have, well, my siblings had Nintendo systems, but I did not, so it doesn't count.
See, I wasn't allowed a console, and PS2 was like the first console that I got other than like a Game Boy, right?
Okay.
So PS2 was like a big thing for me.
I
I
remember I
don't
used
know.
to play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and
Oh
Bob
man, yo,
Bob
I have
Burns
Tony
quiz.
Hawk Pro Skater 3
Oh
on the
yeah.
shelf right beside me. Okay, I'm bringing it. Whenever we meet, I'm bringing it, and
Okay.
we're going on airport, and we're going 10 million plus.
Yeah,
All
let's do
right,
it, man.
10 million plus
So
score.
I used to. There's again a pause. I don't know what's going on. It seems like they're close to unpausing. And MBL will lame, but remember I used to stream on T90 Official 2, the Tony Hawk game.
Oh, T902. I remember that account.
Yeah, back when it used to be active with all my extra games, I would stream Tony Hawk there. All right.
So here we go.
Yeah, we're back in the game. I'm gonna look
MBL's
at the attack
not gonna
animation
take the
on the
Rhino.
Rhino. Okay, I want to
He's
see.
gonna wait till Viper comes out.
Oh, dude,
and then
it's
he's gonna
much
lame
faster.
him.
You're right. I did not realize that before. Very good point. Jeez, they're vicious. Gotta be careful. MBL trying to lame Viper? Oh! Viper lost the villager!
Yes.
He got him.
Yes.
Oh man, that hurts Viper big time. And that must have been why they paused, or I guess maybe it was TeamSpeak or something.
No, it's TeamSpeak, and it's still going choppy for me. I don't know if you were watching that in slow motion like I was.
Yeah, well, I didn't actually look at. Oh, Viper just shot the
He
Rhino
shot it with the TC.
with the TC! It's dead! He did this the other day, too! He did this the other day! That's so bad! That is so bad. You're right, Viper has definitely been playing a little bit
He's
weird.
sleepwalking through these
Yeah,
games
seriously,
here, man.
it's not what we expect from Viper. Fanboys across the world crying, tears in the chat. I mean, he still might be okay, but if you wanted to go for like maybe scouts as Mongols, it's going to be tough for him. Also, he's Mongol, so he just lost all that food. Yeah, chat. Viper is the best player in the world. Doing that. It's none of my business.
You know what someone
though.
needs to do?
What?
Someone needs to make a visual mod for the rhinos where every minute or so, like Ace Ventura just comes out the butt.
Dude, you need to
Just
do
casually.
that. You need to do that. That's you can't tease us with that idea and not make it happen. You know, we gotta ask.
I can't. I don't have the ability. What if I could?
We gotta ask Gallus to do that. Oh, that's so funny. Oh man. I don't know how you think of these things, man. So
It would be fucking hilarious.
it would be funny. So good. MBL's boar is a little bit late. He did lure in some zebras.
I think you mean elephant.
Elephant, sorry. Elephant, boar, same thing.
And
could-
Viper's there to return the favor.
Yeah, exactly. Viper could lame this. I think Viper will be in a position to. Is he gonna steal it? No, he's just gonna block the Vil. And
He's letting MBL know he's out there too.
Yep.
He's playing mind games right now. MBL's getting Loom, and there's no way Viper's letting this go.
Well,
Like
Viper's
there's
actually.
no way, even with Loom.
You think so? Well, let's see. The Viper. Oh, MBL used the trick. Nice play from
That
MBL.
is beautiful.
Yeah. So guys, if you don't know when a boar's attacking you, you can run and run and run. It'll constantly chase you unless you build a house foundation over where the elephant or the boar is at that exact time, and then it de-aggros. So nice job from MBL. He's still on his way up, but that keeps the Vil alive there. Okay, so let's talk about strategies and not, Ace Ventura and people popping out of rhino butts. Seems like scouts for slam. That's my guess. We are going to see men-at-arms from Hart into archers, which is really solid as Celts, because they chop wood fast, and he's already starting the walls. Viper, I'm really not sure on. He's just clicked up to Feudal quite late. MBL is able to get his Rhino. And I don't know what MBL will go for either, actually. This is No, MBL is
MBL's
lamed.
gonna go for a man-at-arms.
Ah, okay, but
right?
it's weird because he hasn't gone out to gold yet, so he's lamed,
Yeah.
but it has hurt his economy. So both the Norwegians are struggling a bit.
Yeah, Viper even milled the zebra, and he's Mongols, so
Okay, yeah, it's worth it as Mongols.
yeah.
All right, so
I think MBL just realized now that he forgot to go out to gold. That was really distracting for him.
Oh, for sure. The thing is, when you do that, you keep villagers producing, but you can't pay attention to where they're going. So he lamed Viper, and then he was worried about his own elephant for a while, and he completely forgot about gold. So I don't think he's going to be able to afford man-at-arms. It'll probably be too late for it. He's just going to add some spears and militia, and he'll just wait and see. A Viper, he's going to go straight archers, I feel, because he's on golds. And he's shaping up to build the archer ranges in front of that gold. And there you go.
Slam's gonna go to MBL. Slam is gonna end up going to MBL.
Yeah, I agree.
As soon as he sees the spearman, he either goes to hard space, figures out he's walled, or goes to MBL.
I think he'll probably opt to just wait. Because he wants to know if, this might go to Viper. So he'll probably mass a few more scouts, but you're definitely right. The second he cleans this up, we'll probably go to MBL. And MBL's Feudal Age attack is a Dark Age attack, pretty much. So that's not going to really contribute too much for him. Viper, still in a nice position. Despite that issue early on.
Well, he knows there's villagers chilling out here somewhere.
Yep.
He's gonna follow him back home the other way. And Viper...
Dude, this
really
is...
late archers, but defensive against this, it's gonna work out. And he's gonna have a stronger eco.
Yeah, and also MBL not only made 2 spears forward, he also has spears, 3 of them, at home. So he's made spears when his opponent's going archers. I guess there's the signal from Viper, and in comes Slam, so it's going to end up working out, but... Never mind. It could have just been a waste if Slam didn't go.
Look at where Slam's going.
Yeah, right, to MBL.
It's just predictable, man. As soon as you see Hart with the Spearman and the men-at-arms,
yep.
and MBL's like drushing and stuff, you go to MBL.
So MBL can add Eagle Warriors. That's exactly what he's going to go towards. He needs to make sure that the scouts stay away from him. And yeah, these villagers are going to have to run away from the mining camp. Nice pickoff from Slam. And there's the communication. MBL signaling saying, hey, Hart, I know you're full walled. Well, your guy's here now. Just letting him know what's up.
I'm sure he said it that friendly as well.
Yeah, of course. MBL is always very friendly.
Why is he here? I have 2! God!
Well, it is to be expected, and the same thing could happen to Viper, because Viper's not full walled, but Slam is. So Hart does have an army. He's going to send it out at some point. But at least for now, the 2v1 is definitely going to happen at MBL's base, so this tower is wise.
Well, Hart's going to Viper with his army right now, so it's happening. I don't know how much damage he's gonna do with 3 men-at-arms.
This is gonna be this is bad for MBL. He's lost the counter he needs for the archers. He can't get the tower up. Slam is just gonna use these units to buy Viper some time. Viper's getting fletching at this exact moment as well. This tower is gonna be denied. There's only 3 vills here. This tower is gonna be denied. I don't know why MBL is so stubborn here. All the vills are gonna drop. And so will the army for MBL. Great play from Viper and Slam. Wow. And the army I was talking about was the Archer army for Hart, and he's now going to MBL's base. Oh man, this is a tough position for MBL.
Hart's into Viper's woodline, quick wall. Okay.
Wow. Very quick adjustment, because I didn't even see that coming. The real concerning thing for MBL is that he doesn't have many Eagle Warriors, and you really want to mass a lot of them so you can use them in Castle Age.
And like Eagles and Feudal, with the armor they're okay. You really need the armor and the attack for them to become like...
Good versus archers, yeah.
A really dominant Feudal unit. He's almost got enough to engage right now though. Once he produces one more, he can probably engage with these archers.
Yeah, and Viper just ran into a tower. It's always risky to run in like Viper did there, but when he saw the tower, he knew he probably shouldn't stay. Yeah, Hart's on his way, but Hart doesn't have the numbers of archers to match Viper alone. I think we're gonna see some team play here, and MBL again just losing Eagles for free, man. Yeah, 3 just thrown away there. In comes Hart. MBL's gonna need to weave back and forth so he doesn't lose these Eagles. At least it's bought MBL some breathing room so he build the tower. Oh, and Hart has another army coming in on the hill. Viper's gonna lose some numbers now. I think that's good from Viper, because he knew he was probably going to lose the army anyhow, so he killed as many archers as possible before it died.
It's a high value trade.
Yeah. And Hart, no surprise here, is the first one to click up the castle. After those walls, both, yeah, he and Slam should be in good positions. Only a 10-second game difference with the times. And Slam is Persians, and for those that don't know, Persians have +2 attack versus archers as a team bonus for knights, so it's going to be very difficult for Hart unless he has larger numbers. Oh, Viper's up as well. MBL's probably way behind.
MBL's got a market, so that's what's going to happen here.
Yeah,
he wants to get up. He'll probably go 1 TC, right? I mean, you have 3 barracks.
Yeah, he'll definitely stay 1 TC. Age. Man, Hart just lost so many archers. Great job from Slam. He hasn't done anything glamorous this game, but having the skirmishers waiting in front of Viper's base was brilliant. And he's killed almost all of those archers.
Man, every time this lion goes up to attack, it's like, yay! Like he
it
raises
looks real
like
happy,
both of
doesn't
his little
it?
paws. It's like,
yeah.
Yay!
It looks excited, for sure.
Yeah.
Even when it dies, it kind of dies in an excited manner.
Yeah. I like all these African animals.
Dude, I do as well. I mean, I know that it could have been... Whoa, did you see that shot?
I did.
How does that happen?
Said, like, what?
I know that
he had 1 HP on both. So.
Okay. There's extra food on the rhinos and on the elephants, and I wasn't a huge fan of that because I feel like the food should have stayed the same, but I don't think it really changes too much. Makes it a little bit easier for weaker players. Yeah.
Doesn't matter, man. It's like if you get an extra deer, right? I mean, it impacts more than that, but it's still not that big of a deal.
Yeah, and also, as the fight comes in versus Slam, both players would have the extra food, so it's not like one person gets a boar and one person gets a rhino. It's the same for both. So the question is now, has MBL done enough to stay in this game? The 2v1 now versus Slam, and Slam is going to mass those knights. He does have +2 defense already. Hart's going to push in this early window. And Viper, instead of going to MBL, he's actually choosing to go over and help. So this might be a good couple minutes now for Aftermath to do some damage.
I think Slam might have told Viper, like, that he has a hill on the front.
Yeah.
So Viper's realizing that they've already done enough damage to MBL. They can afford to come over here and try and trap. And well played from MBL and Hart to get out of dodge before it gets to that point. And they didn't even see Viper coming across.
Yeah, they kind of expected it because, you know, they knew Slam was hanging around, but he wasn't making a move. So you're right. Viper did kill 2 Eagle Warriors, maybe 3 actually from MBL, but it happens.
This is going to be about which team sticks together the best here. Because if one melee unit gets too far from the range is going to get flanked and killed by the other team's melee.
I think that Aftermath needs to be careful because of the husbandry from Slam's Knights now. And you're right. Another group coming in from MBL, and they've gotten some nice picks from Viper.
Slam's out of position now, and watch.
Yeah, you're right, man. And just like that, they might lose this fight. Knights are still incredibly strong. I mean, they trade well versus the CA, or not the CA, sorry, the crossbow and the Eagles, but Hart is microing well and killing Viper's crossbows, and this game, neck and neck again, I'd say.
Slam got way out of position there. I don't know what was going on.
It's almost like husbandry hurt him. Because he clicked to run back, but he ran too far
he
back.
went too fast.
Yeah, so I don't think husbandry actually hurt him there, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, so Viper's still microing 2 archers or 2
Yeah,
crossbows.
of course. But now it's going to be tough for either team to mount an engagement because Slam has this big hill and he's going to sit on it, and Hart also has hills with his TCs. And most players have walls as well. So I think maybe the one vulnerable person will be MBL because of his eco being exposed. But
Well, I mean, MBL,
we'll see.
As soon as they won that fight, he dropped a second TC.
Yep.
So he's feeling a bit better now than he was when he was going up.
He'll actually be on 3. The one on the right's a little bit awkward, but it does protect the golds.
Oh, I didn't even look over there.
Yeah, I know. Against the edge of the map.
A possibility. That's funny.
I would still, now that MBL is left, I would still be a little bit hesitant to push forward if I'm Hart, because, you know, these are Persian Knights, and, oh man.
Here they come.
Oh man.
Right into them. Oh,
that
man.
whole army's gonna die. Because
like sticking your arm in a meat grinder. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, the whole army dies, and it's tough because Hart doesn't have many options. He has to mass crossbows, but Persians are so good here.
And like the stupid thing about that, the husbandry helped him there.
Yeah, definitely.
If Hart had seen that a second earlier, half of those knights would be dead right now, or more than half. But he ran right into them, and with the Persians, you cannot afford to do that.
That might force him into. Well, he's going to have to make a lot more units, but maybe even consider adding pikemen defensively at some stage. Yeah, there we go, researching pikemen. Because he cannot afford to be overwhelmed by these knights. MBL sending his eagles over.
It's a pretty cheap research, too. You don't have to get the tech upgrades for them, really, to fight knights. It's, pikemen are usually a good investment on Wallow Kingdoms.
See, since you pointed out the lions, like, and how happy they look.
Yay!
I just can't look away, man. I just can't look away. But guys, that's how competitive Age of Empires 2 is. It is ridiculous how just one moment, 2 seconds, can change the entire game. Earlier with Viper and Slam was out of position, and their Hart was out of position, and there was maybe 5 seconds on either side, they would have been fine.
If Hart had seen those knights a second earlier, you'd have half the amount of knights you have right there, and then they could take this engagement.
Yep.
But now, they can't really unless Viper gets out of position. You can see that husbandry, how fast those knights are moving.
Oh, they're so fast, because the eagles are also quite slow, so...
Yeah. And MBL's actually pushing Viper's base with some eagles as well, pressuring him a bit, and Viper's trying to get that castle down. MBL doesn't see it.
So I think for early Imp, I prefer Tyrant. Because Viper, even though he's Mongols, can still get Arbalest and get all the upgrades, and then he will just buy himself time to transition to Mangadai.
And the power boost from Cavalier.
Exactly.
With Persians
yeah, it's much stronger than the Eagles.
Yeah. The initial power boost, anyway.
Yep.
And MBL's going to be... Can he get his army back here fast enough? He's denying Viper's castle for the moment, but look at his base.
Yeah. Knights and crossbows coming in. Hart's on the way to Imp. I think, you know, we see this a lot, where players act like they're going to go in to send the opponent's army back, and then they really don't go in. They're going to sit on this hill, though, so it'll be difficult for Hart and for MBL to engage, but...
It'll be pretty rough for Viper and Slam once these pikemen come in as well.
And Eagles from the other side.
Of Eagles from the back. And Slam's out of position once again, and here come the Eagles.
Oh, the Eagles are going to surround Viper. Very good surround. The pikemen also getting good shots versus the Knights. This is a good engagement for Aftermath. Viper's going to lose all his crossbows. And Slam has lost his numbers. Wow.
The positioning is so important in this matchup.
So cool to see, because now we've seen 2 good fights for Aftermath, 1 really good fight for Tyrant, but that might just even things back up again. MBL has been way behind in eco this entire time. He's been 20 builds behind Viper, who's the lowest on his team. But like you said, Hart's on the way to Imp, so he's going to get even stronger units available. And we've seen the Celt push before. It can be quite strong in early Imp.
Well, we saw it from him last game, right?
Yeah.
So, here it comes again, the same exact push. And against the same Civ, too,
Yeah,
against Persians.
exactly. I think it works
games in a row.
extremely well versus Persians.
Yeah.
Viper... The Viper cannot be pushed right now because he's going to have 2 castles, and he is adding Mangadai. So this time, like, there's someone that can actually help Slam versus the helps. But Viper also doesn't have a lot of numbers right now, so he's going to need time for numbers and upgrades.
You know, this might actually be one of those games where it's a consideration to go for hand cannons if you're Slam.
Think so? Well, it's also a 2v2, so there's
It's
a lot more
2v2, that's
1v1
what I'm
action
thinking.
versus... Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and Viper's going to be able to distract MBL enough.
Is Hart going to get a castle up on this hill? Because if he does, this is a huge
brutal
hill.
castle. Yeah.
He has to place it. There we go.
And Slam's going to run behind, maybe pick off a few free rams and pick off some villagers as well, which could delay the castle, and that's always
he's going to
always nice.
Probably need to run here. He's on his way to Imp. That castle will deny so much space for Slam. The rest of his important resources are actually on the right-hand side. Viper is on the way, but you know, the castle will go up. I don't think this is going to be denied. And Captram is strong versus crossbows from Viper. Viper's Mangadai will do a lot better versus the Rams, but here come the Eagles from MBL. MBL will be the last to reach the Imperial Age, and he's cleaning up some of Viper's units. They're getting good map control versus Viper.
I like how the Tyrants already have the markets down.
Yep.
They know where this game is going if they can hold on.
Yeah.
On late
Good point.
game.
Dude, I have to say, though, in the past, 2 years ago, before Hart and Leary were this good, did you have confidence in teams when they were versus Tyrant and slightly behind? Did you have confidence they would ever come back?
No, unless it was someone like Nikov and Miguel or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, no.
Exactly.
The answer is, or, yeah, no.
Yeah, so basically my point is, you know, now you do, when these games happen, you know that these guys have the skill to be able to somehow mount a comeback. Hart is going for another castle. That's going to be denied, but Slam tried to go in for the Treb, and he lost some free knights. And they're about to be Cavalier.
Bunch of knights behind as well. And MBL's coming over with 40 eagles.
Oh,
Oof.
boy. Yep, Eagle Warriors. And this castle, they're
Paladin
going to try and get it
away.
up. Dude.
Paladin right away from Slam.
And Slam has another group that Hart has not seen yet. And it's coming. Paladin is so expensive. So expensive. And the castle will go up for Hart. Slam's going to lose his TC. He's losing Eco as well.
He's still got 125 villagers. They're just
Let's see his resources now.
all over the place.
Oh, dude, I don't
Not
think...
a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the reason, chat, you don't research Paladin right away is because you actually stall your Cavalier production then, leading up to that. So he is basically given all this map control to his opponent because he can't afford to fight this right now.
Thing is, though,
so it's just
Viper
tough.
already has elite Mangadai, so it's going to be like some very high impact units, lower numbers, less production, but very, very strong units coming up against Halberdier Eagle, which aren't really that strong. I mean, the Inkling Eagle Warriors are pretty good against the Mangadai, but...
Well, and also, as you said, they started trade earlier as well, so there's no trade cards pumping yet for Hart and MBL, so it's just basically a situation where Slam and Viper need to hold, and then push back once they get more gold with trade and stronger units.
You said they've started trade.
Oh!
Viper's got 3 trade cards without upgrades, and MBL's in.
Yeah, I see MBL has just slid in. Viper's starting to wall off, that way everything will go towards his castles, which is the very good position to... Oh, and he's also hitting the gold from Viper. I love this from MBL. Woodline, golds.
Here are the Paladins. Elite Mangadai and Paladins now.
This is gonna... It's, again, down to micro. Because the Eagles die to the Paladins. They do pretty well versus the Mangadai. Halberdiers do well versus the Paladins. But they die to the Mangadai. So it's all about, you know, who's going to take these fights and how well they're going to be. But I think you got to favor Viper and Slam because you have melee versus ranged. Because Viper's doing damage. Wow.
I'm looking at Slam's resources right now, and I'm not favoring Viper and Slam.
Oh, let's
There we
see
go.
though. Let's see. That's a lot of elite Mangudai with full upgrades, Dave. The Paladins are still the strongest option here.
The problem is the Mangudai are doing 2 damage per shot against the Eagles, but still the Paladin are so strong.
Yeah, they're just far too tanky. Now, in theory, Hart should have the resources that Slam will not to continue production. MBL as well, and he's been hitting Viper's eco, keeping Viper at home with the rest of his Mangudai. So, we'll
They
see
need
if
to
more
switch
units
sides
continue
here.
to come in.
You need Viper against Hart and Slam against MBL.
Yeah, you're right.
Because Viper can't do... These Incan Eagles are just causing so many issues for Viper.
Dude, and see, Slam's eco is so important. There's Eagles that MBL's about to send into Slam's farms, and that's going to really hurt him, because he does not have resources in the bank right now.
Oh, he's been selling it for gold.
Wow. And it's going to take a while for the trade to pay off for him, too. So I think early trade and early Paladin possibly hurt Slam. It definitely helped him win that fight, but in the long run, it might be difficult.
You can't say early trade when he's only got 2 carts.
That's true. That's true. I guess Viper is more in a position to add the trade. And no trade for Aftermath yet, but they're adding the markets. And Hart is getting the unique technology for Celtica, and he's getting Onager. So he's going to go for some big shots versus the Mangudai.
MBL has so many Eagles, man. Everywhere I look. Look at that gold in the middle. Just decimated all of those villagers from both players.
Yeah, he's doing a great job with that, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Tyrant has to secure, and they will. If this game goes a few more minutes, they'll start walling up the middle to prevent those raids, and then the Eagles lose a lot of their potential strength, which is in mobility and raiding.
Hart's going to lose his castle, which is unfortunate for him. But I still think he can fight Viper here. Slam, he really doesn't have numbers now, man. He only has 11 military, so it's mainly Viper, and MBL's raiding, so it's keeping Viper preoccupied in the middle and at his base. And now Onager and Siege Engineers for Hart, he can definitely fight Viper on his own.
Yeah.
This is looking like a game that Aftermath, the decision-making was a little bit better. I mean, in the beginning, MBL struggled, but the decision-making in Castle Age and Imp was definitely better. Like, when to get upgrades, when to add trade. We know Viper has good micro, but this could be bad for him.
Viper's got 60 military, 60 Mangudai. That's a whole lot.
It is. It definitely is.
That is a whole lot, and they're starting to kind of stabilize. If Slam can get his gold production up and his food production up, then all of a sudden Viper and Slam have the better army composition.
Well, Viper's been sending resources to Slam. Viper thought about microing this for a moment, but there's far too many onagers. So he's just going to have to live with the fact that his opponent, or sorry, his ally, is losing his production buildings to make the Paladin. The Paladin, he simply does not have the gold to create anyhow. Wow. MBL is also in again on the trade with the Eagle Warriors, just distracting Viper enough, I think. And the question is now, will the honor... Oh, the friendly fire! Oh, man! MBL is probably so pissed off because he just lost 8 Eagles because Hart shot there, but like, will the Onagers be able to be killed? That's the difference maker here, and it's all down to MBL's micro and or Viper's micro. Geez, he's been streaming a long time. He's doing an okayish job.
This game just turned in Viper and Slam's favor.
I think they've held long enough. MBL can really only do Eagles. He can, I guess, add cameos, but I'm hesitant to agree with you, Dave. I still think it's close because 160 population for both MBL and Hart. Slam's still 130. So I'm not so sure, but Viper's certainly carrying right now.
I guess Slam. I was looking at Slam's idol count instead of his military count.
More idols than military.
Which is double the military.
Hart's gonna click Siege Onager as well. He's banking up his resources for it, man. And he's continuing to try and build castles. The issue is that he needs the Onager numbers to stay up, and that's difficult because it's tough to afford as you add trade. But here we go. Can they stop this castle from going up? I don't think they can let this go.
No.
This goes up, it's tough. Slam losing villagers, so there's Eagle Warriors next to the trade. Let's see here. It's probably too ballsy of a castle to complete.
Yeah, I like Viper microing down the onagers with like 3 manga die as well.
Yeah, it's so easy to do. That's why it's one of my favorite units. It's so easy to micro. And so this is where maybe some of the trebs die now for Hart if he doesn't pay attention. Losing more onagers. So is MBL really researching Man-at-Arms? Was that a mistake? Does he want to go into Champions? I don't see why he would do that.
That's a mistake, man.
Okay.
That's a mistake. Why would you? They don't counter anything that the other team is going to toss out.
Viper still sending resources to Slam, trying to prop him up. MBL still in the trade.
Oh my god, Slam's villager count is down to 60 now?
He doesn't have space.
How did it drop 40 vills?
I think, look next to the trade carts. Look at the wood line.
Oh god.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, and also the farms on the left. I'm pretty sure MBL's been raiding with eagles. I saw 2 eagles, but I don't know how many total that army killed.
Great job from MBL with these eagles.
Oh, just sick raid, and he doesn't stop either. Because he knows that they don't have the time.
Yet.
Yeah, they don't have the time to wall because they're just chasing all around. So MBL's like, okay, you have more trade carts. I'm going to send in more Eagle Warriors, and this is going to give Hart the time to research Siege Onager and continue to push forward. And also, he can hit the goal again. Viper's going to lose villagers now. Great stuff from MBL. Such an annoyance for Tyrant. I think this castle can be completed now. If Hart goes for it, I'm pretty sure he can complete the castle.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
And that's going to be more dead eco for Slam. Going to be 3 Siege Onagers, which would be 100 HP on them with Fury Celtica. MBL still actually taking a cost-efficient engagement versus Slam's Paladins. Is sending stuff into Viper's base. And Viper just a little bit too late here with the manga die. Great play from Aftermath. Now it's 33 trade carts for MBL, or not MBL, Viper. 40 trade carts for Slam. It is 13 for Hart and 18 for MBL, but they have all the map control now. They should be able to add trade. They should wall, because Viper could send Mangadai into their trade. They should wall up or castle their trade. Big shots incoming.
Yeah, you gotta wonder, like, how much damage, if Slam had done the same thing MBL was doing, if he could spare 10 Paladins, how much damage could those have done, right?
Yeah, you see players like Viper and Leary do that a lot in 1v1s, where they don't look towards that main engagement, they just look to hit the eco early on, and it's a very good point. The Slam's gonna try and sneak by here to kill the Siege Onagers. But they have a lot of HP. Viper's micro's great, but they're powerful units. I feel like they should be okay here, because that's a lot of Paladins, and that's a lot of Mangadai, and they do have the hill advantage, so you know, they are clearing these up finally.
You have time. Make a wall. Make a wall.
Yeah, I'm thinking we might get to...
Oh, look at the Man-at-Arms from MBL. Maybe he made a bunch of militia by mistake, and he's just like, ah, fuck it.
I'll upgrade him. So, the only issue I can see for Tyrant, because I think they have enough trade now to take these fights. The only issue is that Slam doesn't really have eco, and that Hart is very close to where the trade is. So they can just take out the markets. So
Slam's now making more production buildings, and he does have the resources now, and he's gonna go siege ram.
Wait, Slam is?
Yeah.
Okay, Slam's gonna go siege ram. Okay, good to know.
Viper, if you have Mongols and Persians, you want the Persians to handle probably all the melee units, right? Including the Rams.
Yep, Viper.
The Mongols just stick with the Mangadai.
Unless you need Siege Onager, which we're not anywhere close to, but maybe at some point.
Yeah.
Viper was considering sending Mangadai into the trade route. I could tell he ran towards the middle, and that is not castled yet. from Aftermath, and that's the one devastating thing with Mangadai in team games. You can change the game by raiding the trade, but this is still an amazing game. This Slam has close to 40 paladins, and Viper's propping them up with eco. I would prefer to have Slam and Viper's composition, personally.
Yep, but not their position.
Not the position, exactly.
I think in this matchup, oh my god, Viper just got hit by a huge SO shot. Lots of Mangadai going down
Oof.
there.
Oh, there are two big shots.
sides.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, like, the Paladins are going to be better at raiding than the Mangadai. Because those Eagles can just chase them all across the map.
Yep. And the Paladins are so strong here. Plus, they have the matchups. They have the matchups versus the Eagle Warriors, so I would say, like, maybe slowly, especially now that Siege Ram comes in, if Viper can keep slinging resources to Slam, they can continue to push this, but the Siege Onager is going to push the Rams away, and still Heart and MBL holding a bit. I'm just waiting. Here go the Mangadai. I'm waiting for Viper to go for the trade. And that's something Aftermath don't have a lot of.
Viper's gonna be really distracted by this MBL raid that's about to hit his base.
Oh,
like a
petard!
dump truck.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's a really nice move from MBL. He is really not let up.
Brutal.
Wow.
That is absolutely brutal. And here comes, well, Viper's gonna go right into the trade, and he's just gonna signal it for Slam. So Slam's gonna have to come deal with that.
Like, of freaking course, Viper's not going into the trade at the same time as Aftermath walls. Because they're obviously thinking about this, just thinking a little bit too late about it.
Yeah, and Viper leaves two Mangadai there, just like, yeah, you're not, no,
you're not gonna wall that off.
Fight me to wall
yeah,
that,
exactly.
Yeah.
So he's gonna kill some trade. MBL, meanwhile, is also killing a lot of trade, and he has a lot of Eagle Warriors, and he's gonna probably continue to push there with the siege. Now Heart is also gonna continue to push for Slam, and Slam doesn't have his best buddy here to help him out, so it's just weird. We have 3 different areas to focus on for fights, and both teams going to lose trade and a lot of map control. But I'd say Tyrant is probably getting the worst end of the stick here.
Yeah, Tyrant has a lot of trade, though. They can afford to lose some trade.
Oh, man, look at the SOs from Heart. This could be so beautiful.
It's the map position they can't afford to lose.
Yeah,
That's what they're losing. Oh, my God, man.
Oh, man.
But Siege Rams now. Siege Rams soaking up damage. I mean...
Dude,
I don't know.
Heart's castling the trade.
there.
Heart is castling the trade. If the castle goes up, it's going to be real hard to push this. That's a lot of siege onagers. Slam's looking for an engagement, but if he doesn't micro properly... Heart's actually damaging his own castle with these shots. When this castle goes up, it's going to be on fire.
Clever girl.
But,
oh my god, he is.
Yeah, like, big time, man. But here are the attack grounds. Slam cannot engage that. I think the castle's going to be on fire when it goes up because of those shots. Oh, here we go. Big
Slam
shot.
scatter formation now.
Big shot. Huge shot there on Slam's Paladins. And the castle's now up. The castle's now up. It is on fire. Viper's getting cleaned up. MBL still in the trade line. Look at all the dead trade cards.
Yeah, it's over now.
What a sick... If they end up actually winning this, of course, we don't know when the GG's going to be called, but what a sick display from MBL and Heart. This has been an amazing game from them. There's the GG.
It was just, you know, Viper had to engage with Heart, and Slam had to engage with MBL in the late game. And MBL did not let them... I put this on MBL. That was very good rating.
I think they're...
like, actively seeking out Viper's army.
I think there were 2 things specifically that Aftermath did really good and Tyrant completely forgot about. Slam had an opportunity to raid just like MBL did. He didn't do that. Yeah. And Slam also